All right, we got this seventh video here for my series on 2025 free agent offensive guards for the Miami Dolphins. You can see here that the current rankings are up. As a reminder, the clips that we're going to look at are short yardage plays, short yardage run plays. So that's going to be 1 to 2 yards to go. These aren't going to be all good or all bad. I went through the plays that came up with that filter and pulled the ones that I felt were relevant to discuss with you guys. And it's not going to be the same number of plays for every player. This also is not the only clips that I watched for the players when we get to the end and talk about where they fit in these rankings. So next up, we have Will Fries from the Colts. And Fries is our right guard here. And so this is going to be outside zone to the left. And you can see that he does a good job here, right? We got a combination block from the right guard and right tackle. Fries does a good job of getting across to the far side of that defender, right hand through the chest to allow the tackle to get there. As the tackle takes over that block, Fries does a good job of climbing to the next level and obviously does a good job of getting hands on that next level defender and putting him on the ground. Next play here. So this is going to be inside zone to the left, right? So now we're going to get a solo block from Fries here. It looks like the combination block is going to be tackle and tight end up to the linebacker over here. Um, but not the greatest of jobs here. I mean, he doesn't get blown back into the backfield, so you can take some positives from that. Decent hand positions inside. And I guess in the grand scheme of things, this does give the back the ability to, make a cut off of this and make something out of it. But this is not necessarily the, dominant type of rep you'd like to see from your guards blocking one on one. Next up, got a goal line play here. So again, this is going to be inside zone to the left. And this is going to be a combination block between center and guard up to number 39. And again, not getting the movement that we'd like to see on inside zone here. This defensive tackle does a pretty good job of playing this. Doesn't give Fries a good surface to get into for the double team or combo block. But when we've got two interior offensive linemen on a one tech tackle here, really need to be able to win in that scenario and create some movement. Now he's back to you, still on the right side. This is going to be outside zone away. And this is a good job from Fries of getting out of his stance because he's trying to cut off this nose tackle here on a combination block where technically they're trying to get the center to the next level. The way the defensive line, squeezes that in the A and B gaps makes it a little difficult for the center to get through. But from Fry's perspective here, right, him getting off the snap and immediately winning to the far side of that nose and getting into a cutoff position. We're not showing a great display of strength there, and it's not needed, but just that quickness to start from a full man over and still be able to gain that advantage right away is a good thing to see. Next one here, another goal line situation. So that's going to be inside zone to the right. And now, again, a solo block here, right? Everybody's blocking play side on that. Little better movement on here, right? Not trying to get the vertical movement based on the alignment here, but trying to create some horizontal displacement and does a good job in that sense. Had we gotten a better job from the center there, right? That lane here could have been open. So I thought that this was a good rep by Fries on an inside zone to the right here. Facing away from you, another goal line situation, right? So here we go. A little more inside zone to the right. And again, we get the combo between the center and the right guard, Fries. And they're both in good position. But again, really need to see Fries be able to take over that block, right, as they're climbing there. Not the greatest of reads by the running back, in my opinion, there. But again, we got 2-on-1 there. Would really like to see movement off the snap from those two guys. Probably the next play in the game here. And same thing, right? Now we're getting more of a duo look where the line is stepping to the left and that aiming point is to the right. And this is going to put Fries in a solo situation. And once again, you can see he just doesn't really have a lot of drive there. Isn't getting blown into the backfield. So, give him points for that, but not creating movement at the point of attack here. Now against the Jags. So again, inside zone to the right. Better job here by Fries and the right tackle. You can see that they get into good position here. Their eyes are going to be on number 30, right? And as 30, becomes apparent that he is going to the right side as we're looking at it here. You can see Fries coming off that block, and they're able to continue to create some movement there. So this was a better job, right? And this is more, I guess, we compare them on this one. It's more the tackle taking that first level defender and creating that movement and Fries climbing versus the other ones where it was Fries that was staying on the first level defender. And then last one for Will Fries here. So that's going to be, looks like your duo concept. Again, line is stepping to the right, back's aiming point is to the left, so that's going to be duo. And again, right, point of attack. He gets stood up there, not getting the movement. Now in this case, right, in addition to not getting the movement, even if that defender gets to here, not the worst thing, but we got to get some movement. And on this one, Fries is not able to maintain that block and gets tossed aside there. All right, so now we have to come back over to our slide here, and we got to talk through where we would rank Will Fries compared to these other guys. I think we're going to see kind of another tier develop here as we continue going through, where we have the top three guys that, again, I feel are those wide body types that can win in the inside zone, but still have enough movement skills to win in the outside zone. And then we got the Trey Smith and Will Hernandez, who are both players I like, but I don't necessarily like in the outside zone scheme. And then we got Mekhi Becton. So I think that this next tier that we're talking about, as I get that back up for you guys, this next tier that we're talking about is going to develop between Jenkins and Smith, and it's going to be guys that have the movement skills, have the experience in the outside zone schemes. It's just that they may not have the power that the top three guys have. I think that Will Fries is a guy that can be a good player in this scheme. I don't think that he can be the best guard that you bring in. If you were to go and you were to sign one of these top guys, or draft a high draft pick and then bring Will Fries in as your second guard, I think that would be a very good fit. But that's just where it falls in for me. Like I said, we're not talking about contracts here. We're not talking about injury status. This is simply, one through whatever we end up as. How do I feel these players fit into this existing scheme when they're on the field? And right now, this is where the rankings are, and these rankings can change for you. You can decide what is important to you, and that whether it's money, right, whether it's injury, there's going to be guys that get crossed off this list. There's going to be guys that you move up or down this list based on that, and you're free to make those on your list. For the purposes of this list and the evaluation that we're doing, I am trying to just look at what they're doing on the field and rank them based on how I feel they fit in this offense. As always, appreciate you guys